With the new year comes new goals. But what happened to last year's goals? Are you starting the new year off with unfinished business? I know I am. What is it that you planned on accomplishing last year, but it didn't happen? Is that included on this year's goals? As we reflect back, we have to think about, even though we did not complete those goals, do we need to? What actually happened? Why were we unable to accomplish those, to reach those expectations? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the KimUnity Soulutions Podcast, where we turn workplace challenges into real-world solutions. I am your host, Kim the SME. It is so great to be with you all today. I hope you all have had a wonderful week and your year is off to a great start. Let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about unfinished business. I know I have some. The truth is, as we approach a new year or a new month or a new term, not everything is going to be completed. Some things will be carrying over. Some things we are starting a new edition of, or we are in a different phase of. So not everything is supposed to stop December 31st. Some things we have to continue. While I accomplished so much throughout the year, this past year, there are several things that I did not complete that should have been completed. And so that is what prompted me for the title of this episode. What we're going to be discussing today is unfinished business, because there are things that I challenged myself to do that I did not finish. I started, I took action, but I did not complete. What can you think of that you started and didn't complete? That should have been completed, not something that's going into another phase. Is it your health goals? Is it relationships? Is there something that you should have ended or something that you should have went after? Maybe you should be forgiving or apologizing to someone. What is it that is unfinished business that you need to commit to this year or this month in completing? Is it your attitude? I was just speaking to someone and they were talking about how they wanted to fix their attitude. They realized that they were so jumpy and sparky and combative. They realized this themselves and they said they wanted to fix it. But look, we went to watch night service. And if you don't know, watch night service is when you go to church and you bring in the new year at church. And church was over. It was a great service. We got to the parking lot. We were stuck in that parking lot. I know it was an hour, if not more. It had to be more than an hour. And during that time, this person was getting so frustrated. They were completely frustrated. And I was thinking more of, what's the problem? I was identifying the problem because, once again, if this is your first time listening, I am a problem solver. But I was thinking of, okay, where is the bottleneck here? How come we have all of these lanes and none of them are moving except for the one on the far right? That was what was going through my mind. And I was the driver. So thankfully, I was the one that had more patience, more grace at the moment. That also makes me think about when we say we want to work on something, we will be tested on that. So just like this person said they wanted to work on their attitude, they were immediately tested on that, not even 1 or 2 hours later. So we have to be careful about what we're saying. And then when we say it, what kind of actions are we taking after that? What are we doing as a self-check? How are we being self-aware of what we say we want and following through with that with action? So I just thought of that. But yes, it took us a long time. And what came to my true nature was problem solving. Okay, what is the problem? Thankfully, they did figure it out, and we were able to get home around 2 something in the morning. But it was a great service, and I was still in the overflow anyway. But as I speak on their points of concern, I have my own points of concern. It's not always about somebody else and picking out their flaws and their room for improvement. Mine is, and I'll just say this, I completed a lot last year. I challenged myself last year. There's a lot of boxes that I was able to check off as complete. There are some that I just have like a single mark. There is no full check off list because I did not complete it. I started it, I got to the middle of it, but I did not finish it all the way. And the one thing is that I went out in the community and I was interviewing people. I went out to a podcast summit and I was interviewing people. I challenged myself, and I even have footage of when I was still in the hotel room and I was talking to myself like, okay, Kim, you can do this. Okay, Kim, lay down for a few seconds, breathe, get your rest in, and we're going forward. And I actually went forward and I took my microphone. Matter of fact, it was this one. I took my microphone and I took my cards. I have little question cards for the community. And I got down there and I went ahead and set up. And thankfully, my husband was there. So he was bringing people over. So he basically was kind of like my security kind of. So he was bringing people over and starting basically a line for me to start interviewing. And as I got into the flow, I started getting more comfortable in it. And people were telling me how good of a job I was doing. And it just felt so good. And I was so proud of myself because it's something that I wanted to do. It's something that I desperately needed. And I want to hear other people's perspectives. And I actually did it. And at the end of it, I was drained because it took so much out of me, but it also poured a lot in me. So I did accomplish that. Here's the kicker. There's 2 kickers. The first kicker is that I waited to the last day of the conference to do this. I didn't build up my courage until the last day. And I believe it was a 2 or 3 day conference. I believe it was a 3-day conference. At least I was there. I think I was there for like 5 days. But I did not build up my courage until the last day. And I'm getting numbers and all of that on the last day. So whoever's listening to this, do it in spite of. Do it in spite of. You will be so happy with yourself. And that means that moves the goalpost. That means, yes, you have accomplished this, but look, there's other activity you can do after that. Now you have another goal and another goal and another goal, but at least you have finished this one. So yes, I did accomplish that. But what I did not do is edit those videos and post it last year. So I have these interviews that I never posted, and I am upset with myself. It's my fault because I wanted to be perfect. I wanted it to look professional. These are all excuses, right? I'm just making excuses, but it's how I felt. I wanted it to look the best. I wanted to be up to par. And also, I didn't know, because it's my first time, I didn't know exactly what the code of ethics was, what the code of conduct, I should say, what the code of conduct is when you are recording someone else. Do you send the video before? Do you just post it on your social media? Do you tag them? Do you not tag them? Do you ask them for permission to tag them? Do they have a block to where if you tag them, they can't, which I would prefer they do? It would be great if I was able to tag someone and then they have to approve it or not, because I don't want to invade. And that's the problem with empathy, because when you start thinking about other people's needs, you don't complete or fulfill what it is you want to do because you're thinking of someone else. That's not a bad thing, but that is one of the hiccups. My hiccups: overthinking, perfectionism, No one in this world is perfect. So why are we still trying to be? Even though I did not post them last year, even though I've heard other people ask these questions to some of our mentors and they say, no, you don't do it after the event's over. I'm going to do it because I made a goal that I didn't complete. And it's up to me to get out of that rut. Because just like the whole interviewing process, once I did it, I felt great about it. It was a new comfort zone. And as I've said before, if you are new to this podcast, I've said before is that when you think that there's a comfort zone, you are already creating your own boundaries. You're already creating limitations. You're already narrowing your focus. There are no zones. Think of it as are no zones. So I have to get out of the habit of saying comfort zone. You have to get out of the habit of saying comfort zone. What is it? Again, I'm going to ask you, what is it that you left unfinished in the last year, in the last month? What is it that you are still working on? Did you tell yourself you're going to get a new job? Did you say you were going to learn a new skill and haven't done it? We have to think about, okay, why haven't I done this? What is the reason? Mine was overthinking. Period. I already had it. I already accomplished it. I already did it. I had it. I did not follow through with what I intended. What are your intentions and why is it they are incomplete? This is what we have to think about. Is it your savings or maybe your income you were trying to improve? Maybe it was your education. Maybe you said you were going to volunteer. That was another thing that I said I was going to do more of. But I let someone who was not letting, how should I say it? I said I was going to volunteer more. And I kept reaching out and I didn't get any responses. That's not an excuse because I could have went somewhere else to volunteer. I did, however, after I sent a few emails, I did call, I left voice messages because this particular place is where I wanted to volunteer at. That was another hiccup. I didn't reach out any further. I give frequently, so it's not the part of giving, but I wanted to be a part of this group and volunteer with this group, but I didn't do it. But I am setting out and I will come back and let you know when I have done that. Is there someone you need to forgive? Did you say you were going to forgive someone? Did you say you were going to apologize to someone last year and you still haven't done it? Why not? Before we move on, we have to figure out what's blocking us, what's stopping us, what's preventing us. Is it something because we just didn't have the resource? Is it fear? Is it time? Are you putting this stuff back on your calendar for the new year? Here's another thing I want to talk about. Something that I've realized. When you make a goal for the new year, you shouldn't be making all of your goals begin on the 1st. And they all shouldn't end on December 31st. Many of your goals don't take a whole year to accomplish. If you're trying to lose 15 pounds, it doesn't take a whole year. We should be making that for May, June, and that's very reasonable. And I won't talk about weight right now because I was doing very well and something happened to where I just let go. I became frustrated. I was irritated, and Thanksgiving, it wasn't even Thanksgiving Day. It was a day after Thanksgiving. Just blew it. But I'm going to get back on it. And guess what? I am not starting over at day 1. I am past day 1. Yes, the scale may be up, but I am not at day 1. I'll have to go back to my calendar to see what my day is right now. I know my pounds are up. I was down about 12 pounds. I know I'm up, but I'm not starting at day one. That's another thing. It's mental games that we play with ourselves. Our life is a continuation. We don't stop living and then start over again. This is all of our experiences are a part of our journey. That is something that we have to realize and we have to accommodate for, and we have to schedule for. We plan accordingly. So no, I'm not starting off to day one, because guess what? If I say I'm at day one again, I'm going to take that totally different. It has a negative impact because it feels like I'm starting all the way over. No, I'm not on day one. I'm probably like on day 45. Because this is a life journey. This is a lifestyle change. This is ongoing. At some point, I'll stop counting, but it tells me when I took that initiative. So I encourage you all to stop starting over. Continue. It's a continuation. It's a journey. It's life. These are all life experiences. Don't cheat yourself. You have grown. You have learned something from where you started to where you are now. Don't discount that. Don't subtract that. You've earned that. You can use that even though you may not think of all the benefits that you've learned from it right now. You have. When we start strong, we have to realize, why did we lose momentum? What can we do to circumvent that in the future? I have went ahead and got my gym area ready. I'm not starting day one. I did not start day one. I did not start January 1st. We have to stop putting everything on day one. It's too much pressure. Even though it doesn't look like it or seem like it, it is, because now you have 20 things or 10 things on your to-do list, on your goals, and you're trying to start all of them at the same time. Why? Stop looking at what everyone else is doing. Stop looking at what media or your surroundings say you need to do. You don't have to start on January 1st. You don't have to end on December 31st. Why are you not reaching these goals? Is it time? Is it willpower? Where is your might? Where is your strength? What is it that makes you feel like you can't do it? Is it your finances? Are you scared? Are you scared of what the future holds? Are you distracted? Or maybe something came up that was unplanned. So now you had to, navigate around that. Something else came priority. That's life. And it's going to happen. All I am saying is, whatever it is that stopped us, we have to identify it and we have to move on. It's something we can learn from that. Okay, well, this reminds me that just because I have a plan doesn't mean that it's going to go exactly how I planned it. Leave room for error. Leave room for grace. Leave room for God. Leave room for God. Because we can get so caught up in here in our head that we're saying, okay, by this time, by this. Leave room for grace. Because God can speed that up at any moment. He can also slow it down if he sees something that he wants you to avoid. We have to think about that. We can't just get depressed because we didn't accomplish a goal. We have to think, okay, this came in my life for a reason. Let me spend time with this. It's about adjusting. It's about accounting for the unexpected. It's about being fluid, being like water, being able to still progress and be malleable. You want to be able to move and not take everything to heart. more. And that's what I'm learning. This is something that I'm working on. I'm sure everyone else is working on as well. We have to get to the root of what it is, though. And don't start over to day one. You are in the midst of it. You don't want to go through everything that you went through at the beginning. You're past that. You've learned some lessons along the way. Along with my new goals, I have to carry over the ones that I didn't complete last year. And that is okay. Because like I said at the beginning of this episode, I did accomplish a lot. And guess what? I invested in me last year. I invested in me, in my mental space, in my family, in my health, in my business. And you know how you can tell where you're investing in? Look at your bank account. See where it's going. Because where your money goes, that's where you're focused at. You see this quality camera I got going on? This was an investment. Because I said, look, you know what? I'm going all the way. I am all in. The marathon continues. I am going all in. You have to put fear to the side. You have to stop thinking that you can plan for everything or you know where it's going to lead you. We don't know. I know this is going to lead me somewhere better. I hope that what I'm saying is inspiring you, is encouraging you to just keep going. When you look back, it may look like you haven't been that far, but you have. You have accomplished a lot. And even if you don't see it, you have learned a lot. You can't see knowledge. You can't see wisdom. You have learned some things that other people haven't learned. You have experienced some things that other people haven't experienced yet. You'll be able to help them navigate and work through whatever trials and tribulations that you went through. What you went through was for your good. Even though, in spite of your unfinished business, I want you to know that. I so want you to know that. Here's something else. In the past few days, I was able to finish this book. It's called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, and it is from Deepak Chopra. And there's several things that caught my attention a lot. I have marked this book up, and it's a small book. But the first is Law of Least Effort. Have you heard of that? The Law of Least Effort. It says it's the 4th spiritual law of success. This is the principle of least action, of no resistance. It's basically saying do less and accomplish more. Sometimes we're on this rat race where we think we have to go, 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 go. But what he is saying is do less and accomplish more. And when I read that, it reminded me of something that happened to me several times. Have you ever just tried and tried and tried something, and then you just get so frustrated to where you kind of want to just throw your hands up? That's happened to me on several occasions in the past. But when I read that, let me read it again. Do less and accomplish more. But what it reminded me of when he says, do less, accomplish more, is I was so frustrated when I was looking for a job at one point. I was going on all of these interviews repeatedly. And I'm trying and I'm putting my best foot forward. I've revised my resume. I'm going in there and I'm saying exactly what they wanted to hear. But that was the problem. And this is what I want you all to listen to as well. We have to stop saying what people want to hear. Tell them about you. Tell them about your truth, because what happens is we get so caught up in telling them what they want to hear. We get in that role and we are doing what we want to do. We are being us. We are no longer trying to sell ourselves or sell them what they want. When we get in that role, we are doing what we do. And then we are upset. We are disappointed. We are unhappy because we fronted. You fronted. You told them what you wanted. I'm sorry. You told them what they wanted to hear. When you accept a job, when you interview for a job, it should be mutually beneficial. It's not just about them. It's about you as well. And we forget that. I updated my resume accordingly after this. But again, getting back to do less, accomplish more. After all these interviews, and I'm sure this has happened to somebody out there. Somebody please chime in if this has also happened to you. After you are disgusted and busted and dismayed and all of that good stuff, you go home, you get another phone call for another opportunity at another interview. This could be a week later, a month later, what have you. And you take it, and at this point, you just throw your hands up to the sky and you just go. And now you're just you, because you are basically, maybe subconsciously thinking, I'm not going to get it anyway. You're thinking, I'm just going to do less. So you come in with I'm here. This is me. This is what I'm about. This is what I'm great at. And then they say you're hired. That has happened to me several times, because we get so caught up in trying to sell them instead of give them us. So when I read that, do less and accomplish more, that is what it reminded me of. And so this book is saying that there are three components of the law, components. There are three components to the law of least effort. Three things you can do to put this principle into action. The first component is acceptance, which basically means you're saying, today I will accept people, situations, circumstances, and events as they occur. You're just accepting it. You're not getting upset at it. You are accepting it as the present. Okay, this is what's happening. This is what's happened. It says this means I will know that this moment is as it should be, because the whole universe is as it should be. This moment, the one you're experiencing right now, is the culmination of all of the moments you have experienced in the past. This moment is as it is because the entire universe is as it is. When you struggle against this moment, you're actually struggling against the entire universe. So it's basically saying we need to stop stressing. If it's happened for our good. Flow with it, like I was saying before. Accept things as they are, not as you wish they were in this moment. You might need to just pause this for a minute. Accept things as they are, not as you wish they were in that moment. That goes for people too. We want people to change so bad. Do you know how many people want you to change? Accept them for who they are. I have family members who there's no point of saying, I disagree. Or that's not right. You have to accept people as they are. They're not going to change just because you want them to. And if they do change just because you want them to, they're not being authentically themselves. Okay, so that was the first part. The second component of the law of least effort is responsibility. Responsibility means not blaming anyone or anything for your situation, including yourself. The problems that we face is not because of anyone else. We have to take responsibility. And I learned this a while ago, because when you don't take responsibility for something, even though you don't believe it was your fault, that means the only way for you to overcome it is if they come and take responsibility or they apologize. What if that never happens? Are you going to be stuck in that space? Are you going to be stuck in that moment? Are you going to be stuck in that experience? Are you not going to be able to progress through life because you are stuck because someone else did you wrong? I was there. I've done this before. If you just said her name, I would just go through the roof. I could just feel it through my body. It was just, I don't want to say hatred, but she took me there. But I have to take responsibility. It's like, no, I take ownership because I let you move in, or whatever the case may be. However they did you wrong, what is your responsibility in that? What signs did you not listen to? Your heart told you not to, but you proceeded. You had warning signs, but you proceeded. So I have to take responsibility. Take responsibility so you can move forward. I'm trying to tell you, take responsibility. And then it says, listen to this. It says, all problems contain the seeds of opportunity. And this awareness allows you to take the moment and transform it to a better situation or thing. That is why I'm here right now with you. This right here is why I am here right now with you. All problems contain the seeds of opportunity. I am here with you because of my experiences in the workplace. Those challenges were seeds of opportunity. I went through it so I can come here and tell you about it. So you know how to improve your workplace or your life, because they are, your work life and your personal life, they run congruently. What you're experiencing in one is probably what you're experiencing in the other. And I am here to say, okay, this is what I went through. I see how to resolve it. I see how to improve your workplace to where we are bridging the gap between our workplace, our leadership, which is our leadership, our teams, and our everyday life. Everything that I speak about on this podcast is about resolving these challenges so we have a better work life and personal life. That's what it's about. Because we're all people at the end of the day, regardless of where you are, if you're at the grocery store or at work, at home or on the train, you are dealing with people. You are dealing with people. All problems contain the seeds of opportunity. What problems are you facing? There's a seed in there. There is a seed. What was the first law? He said, the first is do less and accomplish more. This is acceptance. So you first have to accept it. Okay, this is where I'm at. Then you take responsibility. Okay, I'm here. I'm responsible for this. It says, once you do this, every so-called upsetting situation will become an opportunity for the creation of something new and beautiful. And every so-called tormentor or tyrant will become your teacher. Do you want me to repeat that? Once you do this, every so-called upsetting situation will become an opportunity for the creation of something new and beautiful. Everything you're going through right now, regardless of how painful it is and upsetting it is and emotional it is, it's going to be fruitful. There is seed in that. Somehow this is going to work for your good. Whoever is tormenting you, they are your teacher. They are the ones that have you going through this, and you're going to learn something from it. I love this. The third component of law of least effort is defenselessness, which means that your awareness is established in defenselessness, and you have relinquished the need to convince or persuade others of your point of view. Quit trying to prove it to everybody else. If you know it, you know it. We do not have to keep proving ourselves. We don't have to keep wasting our breath. Quit being so defensive. It says become defenseless. I hope this is blessing you like it blessed me. I read this book so fast and it was so good. And so I have to keep reading it because I have so many notes in here. The law of least effort. Do less, accomplish more. Sometimes we have all of these goals for the new year and we're running and we're not able to accomplish it because we don't have time to really be in it. We're not present. You might need to start your goals over again. You might need to move them throughout the year. Some of them need to start in March. You might need to stagger some of these things. I know I do. Thankfully, I haven't written down all of them. I can't say usually because I didn't last year either. Because something pops up in my head and then I have to add it later. So I try not to do it by January 1st. December, yes, I know many of the things that I want to accomplish. They're the bigger goals, but then I have to break them down. But health is always one. Getting a massage is always one, okay? Those types of things. And some things carry over. I have to wait until the end of the year to see, okay, what hasn't accomplished, what I have not accomplished. But I'm saying all this to say, we have some unfinished business. And you may have everything checked off on your to-do list, on your goals from last year. But I believe you still have some unfinished business going on. There's something going on mentally or spiritually. Something that you didn't write down that you're still working on. It could be you being honest. It could be your patience. And that is something my grandmother said, never pray for patience. Because you already know what's going to happen. What is it that you didn't write down that you should have, but now it needs to carry over into the new year? I have several. I hope this episode has helped you, made you think a little bit, made you not feel so bad if you were down and out because you didn't accomplish some things. There's a reason for it. Like I said, there's a reason for it. Something else came of urgency and we just have to move some things around. That's okay. The great part about it is that we are still here to accomplish it. We are still here to make something happen. We are still here to fulfill our purpose. There is something that makes us unique and something that we're supposed to be giving to the world. If you enjoyed what I was talking about today and have not read this book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra, go ahead and get it. It's something that I'm going to have right here next to my desk that I can continue referring to it. This was good for me. I hope it was good for you. And that's the whole point of this podcast because I am speaking to myself. So don't feel attacked. Don't feel like I'm speaking to you or stepping on your toes. I'm speaking to you, and whoever this message or all of my messages are heard by and you listen and you follow, I'm hoping that what I'm saying resonates with you. I'm hoping it's something that you can relate to as well. We're all in this thing together. We are all learning together. We are all experiencing life together in different ways. I may be experiencing something now that you will in your future, or something that you have experienced that we need you to share in the comments. We need your take. We need your input. It's all about perspectives. It is all about perspectives. I am your host, Kim the SME. As always, I am only speaking from my experiences, SME. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you remain in good health, get healing, and change your perspective and remember that we can do less and accomplish more. That's going to be my motto for 2025, along with my word for the year, which is initiate. Initiate. You all be blessed. I'll see you next week. Have a good one.